Today I have 15 new Minecraft seed options for you to choose for your new world in the Chase the Skies update. I'll show you a couple seeds where you can get a happy ghast easily, a couple of my favorite cherry grove circle seeds, and this really cool Badlands mountain. Let's find out if one of these seeds is the one you decide to use. If you're just looking for a seed to get a happy ghast quickly, this one's a really solid option. You spawn in an old growth pine taiga biome, and just to the south is an abandoned taiga village. It looks awesome, the blacksmith has some loot, but that's not really the main reason we're here. We're here to use this ruined portal because the chest has just what we need to get into the nether with obsidian, flint and steel, and gold armor. Now, I wish I could say this fossil right here had a dried ghast in it, but you'll actually need to head a short distance east to find one. There's also another one if you drop down here too. Once you've got it, you can go back through the portal and go through the usual process of hydrating it and turning it into a happy ghast. I just want to remind everyone that seeds on Java Edition and Bedrock Edition have the same terrain, but structures like this village do not generate in the same place. I play on Java Edition, so just keep that in mind while watching this video. So yeah, hopefully somebody out there finds this seed useful. This cherry grove circle is just one of the multiple awesome spots near the spawn in this seed. You start out near the ocean with a ruined portal right in the water. There's also a meadow hillside with an opening that leads into a dripstone cave, which is a pretty great place to explore. Then we've got this hillside village, and I like how this building juts out like this. And of course, just to the south, there's the cherry grove circle. I mean, these are shown pretty frequently now, so I don't really have too much to say about it, but the lake in the middle is pretty big, and there's a village on the side of the cherry grove here that looks pretty cool. It has a church that's floating over a ravine, and this building is right in front of a cave. Overall, this is just a really great seed to spawn into. This is definitely one of my favorite mountain circle seeds. I'm going to have a tutorial on how I found this seed for my channel members. Go ahead and click the join button to learn how to get access to members only videos and to some other features too. The frozen peaks here completely surround a pale garden biome, and some of the peaks get pretty tall. I think what makes this one stand out to me is that the pale garden fills the entire center area. Usually when I find these, there's another biome mixed in with it. But here it's just the pale garden on its own, and yeah, it just looks really cool. I was actually looking for a village inside of a jungle biome when I stumbled across this seed by accident, and I'm really glad I did because it looks pretty cool. It kind of feels like the jungle was cleared out to make space for this little village. It's also pretty useful. It has an armorer's house, a church, and a blacksmith. So yeah, I just thought it was a pretty interesting looking seed, so I figured I'd share it with you all. Alright, this looks pretty sick. You spawn into the seed in this really tall Badlands peak circle, and they actually reach up to the generation height limit of 256. Let me know what type of build you would build here in the middle of this area. You're obviously going to need some building materials, and there's a wooded Badlands biome just outside the circle for you. You'll also find this spot here, and it just adds one more incredible location amongst all of the awesome spawn terrain. Sometimes Minecraft really does just generate some really fantastic looking places. That dripstone opening just looks awesome. Things like this are part of why I really enjoy seed finding. I found a Minecraft seed with 4 woodland mansions surrounding spawn. I've always thought it was pretty cool when I saw people show seeds like this, so I set out to find one on my own. You can see in the map that they all fit in that 525 block radius in that thin red circle. I'm assuming I can probably find a seed like this with a closer distance, but I'll have to save that for another day. For now, this one will do because they're still really close by. If anyone does know of the closest distance for a cluster of 4 woodland mansions, please let me know. Anyway, here we have the first one to the southeast. It has a hidden obsidian and diamond block room on the top floor. Then we have this one to the southwest. It has a hidden spider spawner room on the top floor. Now we have this one to the northwest. This is my favorite one because the foundation here runs down into a big lush cave. And finally, we have this one to the northeast. It's near this multi-biome hill, and there's some trees and terrain generating on the roof. So yeah, there you have 4 woodland mansions near spawn. Did you know that I make a blog post for each video with all the coordinates to each seed I show in one handy place for your convenience? Well, I do. So if you want an easy to look at compilation with all the seeds shown today with screenshots, go ahead and check out the link in the description or on the pinned comment to see all of the seeds in this video. Someone left a comment asking for a spawn village near the ocean with a stronghold close by. So I found this seed with a plains village at spawn, and the biome is actually pretty big for expanding on your spawn build. Off in the distance through the fog, you can see some windswept terrain, and it even looks like there's another village over there too. The spawn village here stretches a bit into the ocean, and while it's just a basic plains village, it's still a really solid place to start. Underneath the village, you can find the stronghold that was requested and a trial chamber. The trial chamber is a great place to progress towards and explore. And of course, the Stronghold is super useful to have right under spawn. I've given you the coordinates right to the portal room, which has just one eye. Overall, I think this is a super useful seed. Our friends over at Minecraft at Home have already found the seed used for the Panorama screen for Chase the Skies. Go check out their video to learn of their overall process and how Andrew ended up finding the seed. They always do great work, and it's really impressive how quickly they're able to find the Panorama seeds now. The spawn is in this bamboo jungle biome with a small pale garden nearby. Really, all you can see around is trees and water. To the northeast, there's this little mountain circle with stony peaks and jagged peaks. The middle is mostly jungle, but there's a mini pale garden here too. The Panorama location is east of there past the pale garden. You can see the dripstone cave here, and looking around should feel familiar. There would be some happy ghast floating in the Panorama, and a dried ghast was placed here. So yeah, great job to all those who worked on finding the Panorama seed for this update. I think this island village seed is pretty cool. It's obviously a plains island and village, but there's also a bit of swamp mixed in, which I found kind of interesting given how isolated the island is. The village itself has a tannery, a church, and a blacksmith, so you get a bit of loot there. Aside from the swamp, the ocean ruins also caught my eye. They cause a bit of a mess, but I always like when ruins end up out of the ocean like this. And if you're looking for ocean monuments, there's two close by. This one to the southeast and this one to the southwest. Yeah man, just thought this one was pretty interesting. I've gotten quite a few comments like this one asking about finding a village in a flat plains biome. I have this seed here, which I think fits that request pretty well. In a big plains biome like this, we'll always find some terrain like this, but the general spawn area is pretty flat overall. The spawn village actually has 2 blacksmiths, which is always awesome for double the chance at loot, and there's also an abandoned village pretty close by too. So I hope this one is good for those with that request. This cherry grove circle near the spawn of this seed looks pretty cool. You actually spawn outside of the cherry grove down in this area, which in itself looks like a fairly decent spot to start off. The outside of the cherry grove has some pretty cool cave openings like this one. And of course, up on top of the elevated cherry grove, you can look down at the sunflower plains, where you can build your Walmart or power plant on the lake or whatever other great environmentally friendly ideas you have. There's a village over here, and it actually goes up the cherry grove cliffside with some buildings up top here. But I really like how it's right in front of this dripstone cave. I think it looks pretty cool. There's just so many different unique opportunities for an area like this one. This is one of my favorite Minecraft Shipwreck Island seeds. It's just a small taiga island with a shipwreck of different wood types right up against the beach. The chest with ores is really easy to reach since this one is mostly above water. The island itself just looks like a near perfect taiga island. There are 3 ocean monuments nearby too, and to the northeast there's a mushroom island. It's just a really great island seed. I found a seed that makes getting a happy ghast really easy. You spawn in the savannah village that's near a mangrove swamp and forest biome. Some of the village even goes into those biomes. There's also this ruined portal here that's floating over a ravine. The obsidian, golden armor, and flint and steel give you everything you need to safely repair the portal and go into the nether. You can go east and phase up at this nether fossil and then find the dried ghast over at this fossil here. Just bring it back to the overworld, hydrate it, get materials to craft a harness while you're waiting, and you're good to go. If you like cherry grove biomes, this is a pretty nice place to spawn into a new world. We get a nice sized cherry grove fully surrounded by some frozen peaks. Obviously I'm no stranger to showing these mountain circle seeds, but they really do make for a great spawn location. Just a fantastic looking area. I found this seed with a cove area that has 3 villages around it. I was actually looking for double village lake seeds, but then I stumbled upon this. I think it looks really cool. The water opens up to the ocean here, so I'm just going to refer to it as a cove. We get one savannah village here with a decent portion in the water, and then we have a second savannah village here with a bunch of it stretching really far into the water. And then over on the other side of the cove, we have this plains village with 2 little paths and a farm floating on the water. This wasn't what I was originally looking for, but I was definitely happy to find it. Check out one of the videos on screen now for more seeds I was happy to find. Thanks for watching, I'm out of here, see ya.